And this side with red, passing through the leg, we have the femoral artery, with blue the femoral vein, and with yellow the nerve.
I can let my body down, and when I let my body down, also stepping with a blade. So 1, 2, 1, and then inside, thrusting.
When you make a putt, Hi tribe, and welcome to this new video in which of course I will continue to share my knowledge with you. But before I start, I want to make an announcement. I want to inform you, for the ones that they don't know, that I was finishing the latest manual, The Way of the Blade. It's in PDF format. You have a link in the description of the video. You can click on it and you will find out more information about it. Basically, I was trying to put in this manual all the instructions, my combat mindset behind the system that I'm teaching, and it's full of diagrams and drawings that I made with my hand in such a way that I can support you also in this way in the process of learning. Because many of you were requesting a video regarding the concealed carry and the deployment and why I'm choosing to carry, for example, in the appendix position, today I will try to give you more information about this and to share with you the combat mindset behind this choice. And also I will try to show you different kind of concealed carry and what are the weak points and why I am not choosing this type of carry. So first of all, I want you to understand that is not existing the perfect concealed carry or the perfect deployment. All the techniques that you are seeing at me or in other, systems, at other instructors have pluses and have minuses. The main idea is that when you check, when you see a technique, when you see a concealed carry, for example, and a deployment, you must test it. You must implement it in your training and see if that is suitable for you. Again, I repeat, I was saying to you this many times, I am carrying in a concealed carry in the appendix position. Yeah, my blade is on the waistband, inside the waistband, in the appendix position. And I am choosing to carry like this from various reasons, and I will explain to you why. But the main idea is to understand that this is suitable for me because I was tested under stress and pressure factors, and also being in different kind of situations that I was needing to deploy that blade very fast, and it was working for me. If you are now, again I repeat, if you are 130 kilos, you have a lot of body proportions, you are fat, you have a belly like this, and the blade is coming here, the blade is coming on your blade, it's normally that this concealed carry, it will not work for you. So you must check the best solutions that you can implement in your concealed carry, in your daily activities, in your training, in such a way that you find what type of carry is the best for you. Another example to understand this, imagine that in your job you have a particular dress code and they are requiring from you to wear a suit. So by wearing a suit and not being all the time with your jacket from the suit closed and open it, you must understand that your blade, your knife, it will be visible. The same if it's hot, if I don't know the circumstances. The main idea is to understand that when you choose a concealed carry, that concealed carry method must be based on your daily activities. Of course that it will change. Also at me, not all the time it's possible to carry like this. But the majority, the percentage in which I can carry like this are much higher than, changing in different kind of positions. But of course, we must train also other type of concealed carry, because maybe you are going in a non-permissive environment, or maybe, how I say earlier, the dress code for that particular day is not permitting you to carry the blade like this. And of course, it's needed training also for the other concealed carry that you use. If all the time you are training and use only this concealed carry, and tomorrow you are carrying, for example, I don't know, at the back, and you are under pressure, under stress factors, the adrenaline is rushing in your body, fine motor skills not operating at the same level, and all these changes that they are happening in your body, then it's possible that you will not be able to deploy that blade in the fight in time. Why is so important how we are carrying our blades? And the answer is very simple. And all the time I am following the elements of tactical combat system, the system that I am teaching. And one of that elements, after awareness of course, being able to identify in time potential threats, is coming deploying fast your blade. So again, I want to underline this element. If you are not carrying the right way, if you are not practicing to deploy your blade from that position every time, and not only in a relaxed environment, but under stress and pressure factors, then you will not be able in reality to pull that blade in the fight in time. So this is the main element that you must understand. Again, I underline, there are so many systems that they are working with the blade, they are making different kind of drills, but all the time with the blade outside. So understand that until to be with the blade outside, your blade is dead, your knife cannot operate, is not doing nothing, it's concealed. So it's a big step, and the most important after awareness, to deploy fast your blade, because I'm talking in the majority of the system that I'm teaching about ambushing and counter ambushing. I'm not talking about fencing techniques. Somebody is taking the knife out, I am seeing it, and we prepare for a fight. I take also my blade and we enter, I don't know in what combat stanza, and we start to find different kind of weak points in the other technique and stab and thrust or cut. I'm talking about ambush techniques, and in ambush techniques you must be able to deploy that weapon very fast, and for this you need awareness, and you need also, in the majority of times, dirty tactics, dirty concealed carry tactics. I have a video that I show you these things, because in many situations, if you are not aware to identify in time the potential threats, the criminal individual will already close the distance, will use different kind of deceptive techniques, and it will be so close of you that you don't have the time anymore to take that blade. And even if you take it, you already begin to receive different kind of strikes that can be, of course, deadly strikes, and can lead to your death or the ones around you. So very important to understand that training ourselves to deploy our blade under stress and pressure factors is one of the most important elements. For this episode, I'm using different kind of blades. In this moment, I have an Izula that is catched on my belt with a clip inside the waistband in such a way that it's permitting me to deploy my blade from this position, from the appendix position. Now, what is the combat mindset behind carrying in this position? So basically, I was telling you also in the past, we try to have simple techniques and efficient techniques. We try to make our brain to learn some mechanics, some movements, and to not be too complicated, because we understand that in a real situation the brain will not be able to operate complex activities. So what I'm doing with this kind of technique is that I am putting my brain to learn the same mechanic, the same movement for two kinds of weapons. One is the knife, I have the blade that is in appendix position, and the other one is for the gun, and I will show you immediately.
So I have also now the gun in the appendix position in the right side and the blade in the left side, but both are in appendix position. I'm using for like a holster for this gun. It's a minimalist holster, and this is requiring a lot of training, and especially to be aware of your weapon. It's not a normal holster, it's a minimalist one. It's meaning that only is coming on the trigger of the gun in such a way that you don't accidentally put the finger inside, or I don't know, because of the clauses to enter the t-shirt between the trigger and the guard and so on. So this is a type of minimalist holster that I'm carrying. So to come back to our discussion, I put my brain to learn, if it's possible, the same mechanics, the same movements for different kind of activities. And here is not only for deployment, but it's also for the techniques, and in the past I was showing you this. So in the appendix position, if I need to deploy now my handgun, the weak hand, again, weak hand must not exist, but at the handgun, of course, I have my right hand because it's the handle of the gun is towards my right hand, and I cannot take it with the left hand, only if I'm twisting a lot my hand. So if I need to operate, to deploy this handgun, I must come, catch with my fingers, with my hand, the shirt, and drag the shirt up in a diagonal position. Again, it's the same how I was telling you in the past. I'm not making it here, because if I'm taking my gun, because of the adrenaline, because of the fine motor skills, because of the pressure, stress, and so on, your gun can be stuck because of your cloth, so your t-shirt or what you have. So this is the reason why I'm coming, and it's in diagonal, stretch on my body, and liberating the handgun. So this is the movement that this hand is making. I'm talking now only about the weak hand. Now, if I have the knife in the appendix position, it will be the same. So what I'm doing, I'm catching from here and liberating the shirt, so I can come with my hand on the knife. It's very important also to understand the next element. If you have the handgun and the blade, of course, if I am in a situation, in a life or death situation, my first weapon of choice is the fire weapon, of course. Yeah, we cannot put it in balance, the two. Fire weapon is the main weapon of choice and is the most efficient. But not all the time. Maybe you don't have the fire weapon with you. Maybe you are carrying only the blade, or maybe you are, I don't know, engaging with your fire weapon, then it's transforming. You are in a close distance quarter battle, and then you are having a malfunction, or I don't know, different kind of scenarios. I'm not talking here about the scenarios, and the target is so close of you that staying in that moment and resolve that malfunction can lead to your death. You can be stabbed, you can be, I don't know, different kind of situations. Grabbed, retention of the weapon, and in that moment it's better that I am using my blade, so I can create the time and the space, so I disengage from that X for the danger zone, and I can of course resolve my malfunction, or how it was, I don't know, the type of the scenario that you want to think about it. So when I'm training, is that if I'm carrying only the fire weapon, I will make this movement. If I'm carrying only the blade, I will make the same movement. If I'm carrying the both, is the same movement. So the weak hand is making the same movement, catching the shirt, coming in diagonal, and having, of course, the other hand is coming on the handgun or on the blade. So it's the same movement. I am not forcing my brain to learn something else. The same idea is when I am injured to a hand. Yeah, if I am injured to one of the hands, means that I must operate the weapon, I must deploy the weapon with the other hand, but the movement is the same. I am catching the shirt, coming in diagonal. Again, I am repeating, coming in diagonal, stretching, and then sliding with my hand on my body going on the gun. I'm not making this and then go to the gun, because look what is happening, the shirt is coming on my hand, and it's possible when I take it out to happen the same thing, to be blocked in the shirt. So I take it in diagonal, stretch it on the body, and then I'm coming with the hand sliding on my body on the gun. The same if I am in this position. I'm stretching in diagonal, coming with the hand, taking my blade. Yeah. So it's the same mechanics, nothing is changing. If I have the other hand, the same. Simple, not too complex. The main idea maybe at the beginning is not so simple because you didn't practice, but after practicing and practicing, this it will transform in a very, very easy technique. And the main idea is that if I am carrying my fire weapon in this position, and I'm learning my brain to operate my fire weapon for this position, and then, I don't know, I have my other blade, let's say this is it, I have the other blade that is in the lateral position. Here it's one movement, but here it's another one, because now it's changing the position, and here is more complicated to take from here and to catch it. So if I want to catch it with one hand, the brain is learning another movement. It's not that it's something bad, but it's making more complex under stress and pressure factors to deploy in from different kind of positions. Here I have the same positions for the both, so nothing is changing. Even if I'm making with one hand or with the other, it's the same activity. So simple, catching with the hands all the time when you are practicing this, and especially when you learn the technique, try to focus your awareness on the activity that you are making. So when I'm catching and I'm learning something, I really concentrate and focus my awareness on that hand that is really contracting that muscles and catching the shirt. Then I'm taking in diagonal, liberating, stretching, then I have my hand on the gun. I'm coming out. Now you are seeing the minimalist holster that is catched with the paracord through my belt, and now of course I am moving my hand back so I can deploy it from that holster, and then I am coming towards the target, engaging my target. So basically this is the technique. So guys, another very important element that I want you to understand here is not a video about fire weapon tactics. Yeah, I only want to show you that I can use the same movements for accessing two kind of weapons. Even if tomorrow I must deploy and use my fire weapon, or deploy and use my blade, my brain is learning the same kind of movements. And another thing, of course, that if I'm engaging with a fire weapon, it's not happening from the place. Here I'm staying in front of the camera to show you the movement in which I'm deploying my fire weapon. But the same how I'm talking to the blade, we are having movement. So me, for example, being in an ambush or being already taken in the aim from a target, from a threat, and standing on the same position and only making this and taking my gun, aiming and try to shoot, it's very probable that I will be dead or I will be shot and going to the ground, because I'm standing in the same position. So it's normally, I was showing you also in the past, when we talk about fire weapons, we are talking about movement. So if I need to deploy that weapon, it's meaning that I must move. And here I don't have the space, but moving is meaning that you move. Not only one step, but you are moving, you are beginning to move and shoot, because in advance, if you are thinking of the real combat tactic, the real strategy, you must be able to move and shoot. You must be able, how I was showing you to the blade, to stab and move. If you can make it together, is the best. So understand these kind of elements, and that here I am showing you only some simple principles. Another thing, if you are seeing me that I am going to deploy my gun, I'm not putting the finger inside. If you are seeing me with the finger, so I'm taking my gun out, and now already when my gun, it's aligned already, it's in the direction of my target already, I'm putting the finger inside and engage the target. Why? Many are teaching, and is this, I don't know, it's already becoming like a rule, but it's not realistically, and it's not based on reality, that first the idea that you don't put the finger in the on the trigger if you are not already on the target, like aiming, and you are ready to shoot. But it will be too late in reality. If I am deploying my weapon, I'm not putting the finger on the trigger, and I'm still here up. Now I'm finding the side picture, and then I'm going to the trigger. It's already too late. This is the reason why I'm deploying, and already when my gun is facing towards, it's aligned with the target on the same direction, then I already put my finger, the trigger inside. So when the side picture is coming together, then I'm shooting. This, of course, I'm talking about a more long distance. If you are in a short distance, the instinctive fire, you align, you put the gun like here, it's very close. From here, if I have in the direction of the target, of course the bullets will hit the target. But in rest, I am deploying, and already I am entering on the trigger in such a way that when I am arriving, aligning that sides, I only push and I am firing. Another very strong point for this concealed carry is that I can deploy it with the both hands. Right or left is the same, I can deploy it because it's in a position that is permitting me to do this. Yeah, the same. Only one hand, of course, I can go on it. Only one hand, of course, I can go on it. So very, very easy to deploy and to operate the weapon with the both hands. So this is another strong point. If, for example, I have the blade, let's say here, only 1 second. Maybe it will be good for this hand to deploy it. It will not be very, very complicated, but if I will be injured to this hand and I must use this hand, it's, yeah, especially if you are also fighting, if you are in the moment of the fight, it's very complicated. Yeah. Another good position that you can access it with the boat is at the back. But what is the problem with this technique? If I am accessing from the back, all my front body is remaining free, and it's a free target, and all the points, vital points, trachea, I don't know, heart, eye, shock points, or other kind of parts that they are producing that, but in more, it's in a limited amount of time, like the carotid arteries, I don't know, axillary artery and so on, all it's free and can be accessed, so I don't recommend it at the back. Another good part when we talk about the appendix position is that already I'm in a position that will help me be fast to strike, because after I'm making this movement and I'm taking the blade, because of the mechanics, you need here a little bit of force to deploy it up. And from this position, you are already in the perfect position that the hand is going to the trachea, that the hand is going to the eye or in other parts. But I am with the hands in this position. It's the same with the handgun. the power box. You are deploying your handgun and you are coming here at the thoracic box, and from here, from this direction, you can engage the target and aiming and so on, and shoot. The same with the blade. I am in this position from where I can strike in different kind of positions if I am needing it. So to understand better this element, I was putting my blade now in this position with the handle down. There are many people that they are carrying like this. In the manual that I was making, and you can purchase it, you can check the link in the video descriptions. I discuss about all these weak points, strong points for different kind of concealed carry methods. So what I find bad at this position? One, I can deploy it with one hand. It's very good. But when it's coming, if this I'm injured and I must deploy it with the other hand, it's not going so easy. It's more hard to deploy it from this position, and especially when I am in a fight. This is one. The second is that when I'm deploying the blade, because of the force, because I must take it out from the sheath, my hand is going in this direction. So remember that the fastest way from point A to point B, it's in a straight line. So if I need from here to strike, and especially to strike shock points means that in the moment in which I'm striking, I'm striking that eye, penetrating, thrust it inside, that is a shock point. From the initial movement, he will start, the reaction of the body is going to that particular area, trachea. I'm thrusting that trachea, the same movement. Yeah. Understanding that from here to thrust the trachea, to thrust the eye, it's a long distance, and also I must change the body, my body position, and bring it in another position so I can thrust at that level, because from here I cannot. Then again we understand that even if I'm delivering strikes, for example at the, I don't know, core of the body, or trying to strike in the femoral triangle, lacerating, stabbing, severing that femoral artery, that will lead, of course, again I repeat, it will lead to death, but in 3-4 minutes, when the target is losing the amount of blood that is leading to the death, of course, or unconscious in 1 minute, or depending on the how deep and severe, good severe is the artery, what is the mass of the target. There are many elements that can influence the time in which he is losing consciousness, but he's not stopping in that moment. So in the moment in which I am delivering that strike, he will also do the same. So my goal is to deploy faster my weapon and to strike a shock zone in such a way that I can stop him from the initial movement, from his initial activity. And also when I'm making that movement, I'm also using my own disengage from the target. I'm moving from the X. I'm not staying there. I'm doing the striking and the moving in the same time. But here I'm deploying down my blade, so I am already in a lower guard, in a lower stance with my blade. So it's very hard, not very hard, but it's taking me more time, and I must change the body position in such a way that I'm striking that particular area. In exchange of this, if we think now for the appendix position, of course here it's much simple, because when I'm deploying my blade, I'm in this position. When I'm deploying the blade, it's the same force, because all the knives are not exiting so easy. They have some, it's requiring a little bit of force for your hand to take it from the sheath, otherwise you lose the blade down. So when I'm making this movement, already is coming in a position very close to my targets, trachea, eye. So this is the reason why I'm striking. I can strike and also move from this position. You will say, of course, but if it's in the lateral, it's the same. Yeah, it's in the idea is the same all the time. When I'm deploying, because of the I must put some force here when I take the blade, it's coming in this zone of the solar plexus. So from here I can strike straight, I can strike laterally, or move, of course, twisting and striking back, as I show in many of my videos. For the times when I don't carry a fixed blade and I need a weapon, to penetrate, to deliver some damage, to incapacitate the target, to create the space and the time so I can evade, or I don't know what is the scenario, I have from Microtech is the TAC P, Tactical Penetrator. It's a very nasty design, it's made for penetrating in soft tissues. In the top here it has also glass breaker. But this tool I was making also in the past, we did some tests. I have a video in which I am hitting in different kind of animal tissues, and the power of penetration is incredible. So it's a very good tool for that particular situations in which I don't know, you are in a non-permissive environment or a blade is not allowed. So I have it in this position. This is very good because it's coming with a multi-clip, and you can attach it on the belt or on the bag, on the jacket, wherever you want. So it's a very good type of clip. And when I'm catching it a little bit in diagonal. So it will be more comfortable for my hand and more natural to take it from here. And of course it's the same like the knife. I'm not making nothing different. I'm making the same movement in which I am deploying my blade. Another type of carry is the samurai carry. So basically I have in this, for this is the obake, the CRKT obake. I love this knife. The shape of it is designed to penetrate very easy between the ribs, intercostal spaces, entering, stabbing that heart. It's very good knife, and it's coming with this sheet and with a paracord, and you attach the paracord. It's a little bit like how it was the minimalist holster for the gun, the same method of action. So I am putting the blade at the level of the waistband, so when I need to deploy it, I have the same movement with the left hand, and the blade is coming in a normal grip to take the blade out, or can be also of course in a reverse grip. So it's the same thing, so I can do also in a reverse grip and come in this position. So it's not so different from the appendix position, because basically you can put it in the appendix position. So if I'm carrying this type of blade, I will put it in the same way in front of the waistband. Yeah, I'm not putting in the lateral. I can put it also in the lateral, but based on the elements that I was saying to you earlier, that I need to access it with the both hands. If the hand with the part where I have the blade it's injured, then it will be more complicated to deploy the blade and so on. So I can use the samurai carry and put it in the appendix position, of course, and it's the same way of deployment. It's because of the paracord, you cannot make it more short. If it's more short than this, then it will not be able to stick it between the waistband, between the belt, the pants, and your body, because it will fall down. Yeah, you need a little bit of this rope to be a little bit long. Yeah, but by making it in such a way, when I'm deploying it, I need a more bigger distance to deploy my blade. And to understand better, imagine that now I must use my blade. I am deploying it, but here I cannot use it, I cannot use the blade. So all this distance here, my blade is dead, I cannot use it, it's not making nothing. So only after I make another movement and I take it up, and because of the force of my hand when it's deploying it, my hand is arriving somewhere here, and then of course I can change direction, but until here I cannot operate that blade. So this is a weak point. Another point is if you are engaged in a hand-to-hand combat. First, it's not resuming to the blades, and then you must deploy your blade when you are in that fighting situation. This very easy when you are fighting, another can go exiting and it will make this like a pendulum. Yeah, it will not fall down, but being outside and fighting with somebody, he can access your weapon, take it, or of course you will not have it anymore at the right place where you need it, because in a fight it's the same when you have the neck knife. You have the neck knife, and many they are liking this, but when you are fighting, when you are moving, when you are running, that neck knife is moving inside, and when you need to deploy it, maybe you are in a position that is not there. It's not like when you stay straight. This is the reason why I was showing you in the past some methods how to stabilize if you have a neck knife. Here is the same. The bad part is that when you are engaging in a fight, this will exit, will be like this, and it will not help you a lot. And in a fight, it will happen this because it's not a static position in which you only deploy, you're standing in the front of the target and you strike. So this is the bad part of it. When I'm carrying this blade, I'm not carrying like this. I am putting, it's coming also with the clip, so you can put it on the belt. Yeah, so for me, it's remaining the appendix position #1 method of carry. So okay guys, again I want to underline that the appendix position is suitable for me. Doesn't mean that it's also for you. I only try to share with you what are the weak points, the strong points of different kind of concealed carry, and of course based on your daily activities, on your dress code, on your body constitution, you must try this kind of carry and then put it to test under pressure and stress factors. So that is very important. In the manual, the way of the blade that I was saying about it, you have there, I was discussing about weak points, strong points, why you can choose one, why you can choose another, when you can choose one, when you can choose another. So if you want, you have many informations there that can come as a support in the process of learning to use this tool, the blade. Okay tribe, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoy the content. Don't forget, in the description of the video you have the link to the book, The Way of the Blade. I put a lot of energy in this, in creating this book. All the drawings, all the illustrations are made by me. I come with another way of supporting you in the process of learning. Of course, you cannot learn only from videos and reading books. You must train and try to increase the level after time of training with different kind of scenarios, with training partners, with pressure and stress factors. But this also can help you in the process of learning. Stay safe, train hard, and we see each other at the next video.